Hey, howdy, this is Michael Dake. Welcome to my YouTube channel.
We're going to cover all kinds of things, metaphysical and non-metaphysical. In other words, we're going to present things in a different way that you've been able to look at things. One of the things that I would like to kind of start with is what I call is the hotel rules of the karma game. Now, karma just means come back. It has no other connotation. It just loops. And within this game, there are rules, just like a game of Monopoly. And we're going to list out all of these rules, and we're going to go through how these rules affect us within this game. And when you understand the rules of the game that we're basically being played by, then it makes your life much more easy, because you'll be able to see what's going on. You'll be able to understand, like, kind of like where these things came from, and it will give you the ability to allow yourself to change what it is that you're currently doing, and that change basically is not very difficult at all. Instead of using your head, we're going to be implementing your magic from your heart space. Hey, I want to run through a very long list of what I call is the hotel rules of the karma game. And these are the rules that govern the game of karma. So like if you sit down and play a game of, say, like Monopoly or something like that, a board game, it comes with a set of rules. And so you all agree to abide by the rules based on how the game is set up. And then you roll the dice and move your icons, and away you go. So in the karma game, I just want to, there's basically a list of, I believe I've got down about 57, and that's about as long as your arm. So I'm going to go over this fairly quickly, and then what we're going to do is simply branch off on this and have, take a little bit more scrutiny on each one of these and kind of how it fits into the karmic game. And then, in other words, this is how the game plays us. So you're an accumulation of everything that you've created. We've created this because we could, and that's the game. And you have to basically abide by the rules within, we'll call it the karma box. So karma simply just means comeback, and that's all it means. It just repeats over and over again. And so here are the rules, and necessarily kind of in an order, but the first 10 or so, maybe 15 or so, are pretty much governs the whole entire set of rules. So the first one is you have limitations in everything that you do. Number two, you are gated by time. You're always running out of time, not having enough time, got deadlines, being rushed to complete things, and to try to accomplish things on your list. Number three, you lose everything at the end. You're born, then you age, then you die. You lose everything because you are not, quote unquote, here in the physical form. Now you're still here, but you're just not in that form that you think that you're playing out. Here's your life. Actually, the game of life should be probably called the game of death, because that's what it's all fixated on, is that you lose everything when you're not here physically. And number four, rule number four, is that you are governed by the law of expectations. You will always be disappointed. And when you set expectations, you will never meet your expectations. That's the law of karma. Now, the law of expectancy, however, is in your heart space, which means it's already a done deal. Number five, rule number five, is you have a very difficult time believing, trusting, and loving yourself. Number six says you always are filled with doubts, questions, and fears, hoping for the best, expecting the worst, and mistrust is rampant. Number seven, do you believe that all karma is bad? No, it's not. Number eight, karma is also influenced by the law of attraction. And that goes hand in hand with the rules here. So what you focus on, belief systems or vibrational frequencies, and as you hear me talking about like costumes, which are they're exactly the same thing, you will, if it's running in you, if you're holding on to it, it will be attracted to you. Everything comes to you. It's not the other way around. So rule number nine is that you're always in duality. So there's always a right and a wrong and a good and a bad. You have to define the opposites all the time. Number 10, you are constantly in fear. There's always risk. And fear exists only in this box. There's no fear in your heart space. You always have to keep looking over your shoulder or sleep with one eye open because you're expecting something bad is on the way and the other shoe is going to drop because something is going to be taken away from you. Rule number 11 is you have to try to figure out where you came from, why you are here, what you're supposed to be doing, what your purpose is, and where you are going. These will never be answered. They're all circular questions. Number 12 is you have to try to control the outcome by asking the how, who, what, where, why, and when questions. And number 13 is never being able to answer any of the answers and all the questions in that question, or basically rule number 12. Number 14 is simply you're always seeking answers outside of yourself instead of looking within your heart. Number 15, you are only human. And number 16 is your humanness is weak and it's not strong. Number 17, your fear of death is as this is the end all of game. And in other words, you fear death. Number 18 is you have to carry burdens on an individual, family, community, and humanity level. Rule number 19 is that you have to do things by yourself. You are alone and you have to perform. Number 20 is you frequently feel abandoned. Number 21 is you experience loss, having things taken away from you. Number 22 is you always give away your power. It is difficult for you to stand in your power, and you have to acquiesce your power. Number 23, you are unable to speak your truth. Number 24, you have difficulty having to be heard or listened to, or both. Number 25, your voice does not count. Number 26, you are always given something and then having it taken away from you. Includes people, places, things, animals, love, and money. Number 27, you are generally focused on things that you know that you do not want, from a position of lack. And if you do want something, you always have to pay a price. There's always a quid pro quo. To get what you want, you always have to give up something. And usually you don't have the exact price, so you end up settling for less. Number 28, things are not always what they seem to be. What your eyes tell you and what's actually really going on is, let's just say, your head can be very tiny and hold things in the form that's just like, wait a minute, this is not what I thought it was going to be. Number 29, you identify who you are by what you do and what you have been doing. Number 30, you need labels. Number 31, you need to define the labels. And these are your beliefs or vibrational frequencies, or you can call them truths if you want to. What stuff that you created that's in your backpack. Number 32, big time, you have to perform. Number 33, you have to think in order to figure things out. And in other words, this is where you simply hang up your magic. Number 34, you have to defend your positions. Number 35, you always seem like you have to fix things and save things because something is always wrong and it has to be made right. Number 36 is you have to prove yourself to yourself and have to prove yourself to others. Number 37 is you feel you have to be perfect. Remember, everything you do create is perfect. You're not here to be perfect. You're here to simply to create and experience all things possible. That's it. Number 38, you have to be right. Someone has to be wrong. Number 39, you have to give away your power. You come second, third, fourth, or last. Number 40, you have to assign value to yourself and give yourself worth. Number 41, you think you have to do something simply to justify your existence. Number 42, you have to try to solve, figure things out, try to make things happen, and feel you have to manifest. Now, clue here, not your job. Number 43, you enter into contracts that are very one-sided, or we call them onerous, because you're always placed between a rock and a hard place. Number 44, you expect changes by doing the same thing. Number 45, you fear change. Number 46 is you can't not move forward without risk of fear, and you are unable to answer all the how, when, why, where, what questions because you are limited by time. Number 47, you think that you have to use reasoning, rationalization, logic, and analytics. And you just simply have to try to figure things out. It doesn't work very well. Oh, you've been there. Number 48 is you are judging, comparing, and trying to measure and monitor how you are doing, always falling below your expectations. Well, you set expectations, you will be disappointed. Number 49, you are always in a position of not being able to receive the abundance that's here to be given to you. Number 50 is you always settle for less. Rule number 51 is you are not good enough, or you're not deserving of what it is that you have or ask for. Number 52, your best is never good enough. Number 53, you are a victim and you have a tendency to blame others when it's your movie. It's about you. Number 54, life is perceived as a struggle. Life is hard, life is challenged, life is unfair, life is unjust. Number 55, your head, your mind can only see what is in front of you. Yeah. Number 56, you are always focusing on monitoring the state of your physical body. Are you still breathing? Fearing that your life will be taken away from you. And number 57, your head and your mind is in charge, not your heart. So if you've ever experienced any of these things, and you've experienced all of them, these are the rules that dictate the law of karma and how the game is played and set up. We're stepping out of these things. So we're going to have a series of basically sessions to kind of address all of these laws and kind of let you go in and kind of see things from your director's chair up on the hill and saying, wait a minute, we can change all of these things. Yes, you can. And all your answers are already right in your heart space. And also remember, hit the subscribe button if you like the content. And if you have any questions, let me know by replying to this video, and we'll get them answered for you. Thanks for listening, and keep smiling. Thank you.